Hello dear friends, welcome to the lecture of linear algebra. In this lecture we will study vector space, its definition and examples. So earlier in algebra we have studied group theory and ring theory. So these are algebraic structures. Similar to that, vector space is also an algebraic structure. The definition is, I have written the definition here. We will see the meaning of this definition. A non-empty set V is said to be a vector space over a field F if there are certain conditions. V and F are to be considered. V is vector space and F is field. And the first condition is V under addition is an abelian group. Next, for every alpha belongs to F, V belongs to V, the product of alpha into V is in V, capital V, and for all alpha beta belongs to F, VW belongs to V, the following properties hold, or these are the axioms of vector space. The first is, these are simple properties. The first is alpha into V plus W is equal to alpha into V plus alpha into W. And now we know this is a left distributive law, and this is actually the right distributive law. And the second is alpha plus beta into V is equal to alpha into V plus beta into V. So this is left distributive law. And third is alpha into beta into V is equal to alpha beta into V. So this we know is associative law in multiplication. And the fourth is 1 into V is equal to V. 1 is the unit element of F, field. So that these are the four axioms to be satisfied, and then we say is vector space over field F. Now what is the meaning of field F? F is field. So we know a field is a ring which is commutative. Field is a commutative ring with unit element, with unity, in which every non-zero element has inverse, multiplicative inverse. So this is to be remembered, the meaning of field. Commutative ring with unit element in which every non-zero element has multiplicative inverse. And examples of field we know, rational numbers form a field. Rational number with addition and multiplication forms a field because it is a commutative ring with unit element and in which every non-zero element has multiplicative inverse. Similarly, real numbers also form a field. So these are the examples of field, and the meaning of field is to be remembered because this is vector space is defined over a field. And now V is non-empty set, F is field, and then the condition is V with plus is an abelian group. This set V must form an abelian group and under addition. So what is the abelian group under addition? What are the properties to be satisfied when we say this is an abelian group? First is closure property. It must be closed under plus. Second, associative for plus. And third, identity for plus. If it is usual addition, then it is 0 is the identity for plus. And fourth, additive inverse. Inverse exists. Inverse with respect to plus. If these properties are satisfied, then we say V with addition operation is an abelian group. One more condition, abelian is commutative. So plus is commutative. That means it is A plus B is equal to B plus A. If these properties are satisfied, then this becomes abelian group. So this is the next condition required for vector space. V plus must be abelian group. And further, there is external and internal operations for V and F. So for every alpha belongs to F, alpha is in F, V is in V, then their product alpha into V must be in V. So this is a scalar multiplication of V by alpha. The elements of F we denote by Greek letter, and these are to be considered as elements of F we consider as scalars or real numbers that are constants. And the elements of this capital V we will denote by these small letters V, W, etc. And further this product must be in V, and also the further properties to be satisfied are alpha, beta in F, Greek letters denoted for elements of field which are are called to be scalars, and V, W belongs to V. The following holds. Now this first is alpha into V plus W. So that is this is a right distributive law, left distributive law, associative law for multiplication, and this is one is unit element for multiplication in F. So 1 into V is equal to V. So if these are the properties that we have studied earlier in ring, and these are satisfied, then the set V is called vector space over field F. So this is the definition for the vector space. Now we shall see some examples of vector space. The first example we will consider as examples of vector spaces. First we will consider, so these are the examples we are having, and let F is equal to Q. Let F is equal to Q. The field we will select first, and F is Q, Q the set of rational numbers. Set of rationals. Further, V is equal to R, the set of reals or real numbers with usual addition and multiplication. Or we may consider usual addition and multiplication. Then this R is a vector space over this field Q. Then R is a vector space. Real number, set of real numbers is a vector space over the field of rational numbers. Over Q. Now we shall verify this. It is easy to verify. First see, Q is a field. Q is a field. Set of rational numbers forms a field because it is a commutative ring with unit element in which every non-zero element has multiplicative inverse. So that is a field. That is first requirement. F must be a field. And second, the V, it is a set of real numbers. So here R plus is abelian group, or is an abelian group. So we know it, set of real numbers with addition operation is abelian group. Closure property holds, associative holds. then additive inverse exists and identity exists and it is commutative. So it is an abelian group. Now this is satisfied. V plus is abelian group. For every alpha belongs to F, means alpha belongs to Q, rational number, F is Q here. V belongs to V, means V belongs to R. Then what this implies? This implies, this holds for every alpha belongs to Q, V belongs to R. This implies alpha into V belongs to R. So what is this? Alpha is a rational number, V is a real number, and their product, rational into real, is obviously a real number. So therefore this belongs to R. So that this condition is satisfied. And now if alpha beta belongs to F, further alpha beta belongs to F means rationals for, and VW belongs to real numbers, these properties obviously hold. Alpha into V plus W is equal to alpha into V plus alpha into W. This is a rational number and these are real numbers. And we know that this rational and real numbers both are ring, and therefore the right distributive law, left distributive law, this associative law for multiplication holds, and one is unit element of rational number, one is also unit element of real number. So this property also holds, and thus all axioms 1 to 4 holds, and hence this R is a vector space over Q. This is the first simple example of a vector space. Now we can consider second example as, let F be a subfield of a field. K. F is subfield of a field K. Both are fields, and F is subfield of K. That is, F is subset of K. Then under operations of K, this this K will form a vector space over F. Then K is a vector space over the field F. So this is obviously this holds because the operations in K and F will be the same, because F is subset of K. And this is a generalization of this. Here it is the same example. We have Q and R. Q is a subfield of R. Both are field. Q is a field, R is a field, and Q is subfield of R. And therefore R is vector space over Q. Here F is subfield of K, and therefore K is a vector space over F. The axioms holds here. Now the third example can be considered as, let F be a field, any field. Let F be any field, and let V be the set of all ordered n tuples alpha 1 up to alpha n. Alpha I belongs to F. This is V, or in other way we can write this V as, it is n tuple alpha 1 up to alpha n. Alpha I belongs to F, means all these alpha 1 alpha 2 belongs to F. So these are the elements of F. F is filled and V is formed by taking the elements of F, and but every element of V has n elements itself, ordered elements, first, second up to n. And this is the set V. Now in this set V, we have to define that addition operation, and in which that V under addition operation forms abelian group. And then we will also have to define external operation, that is alpha into V, that is an element in V, that we have to define. For this purpose we will say, so we say two elements, alpha 1 up to alpha n and beta 1 up to beta n. These are the elements in V are equal if and only if alpha I is equal to beta I for all I taking value 1 to n. It is simple. When these two n tuples are equal, the two elements of V are equal, if the corresponding components are equal, alpha 1 is equal to beta 1, alpha 2 is equal to beta 2, alpha n is equal to beta n, then these are said to be equal. Also we introduce the operations, or we define the operations in V as first, the addition of elements of V are to be defined, because V must form an abelian group under addition. So first we define as alpha 1, and one element is considered in V. Second element we will consider as beta 1 up to beta n. How to add these two elements? So it is component wise addition, that is alpha 1 plus beta 1 and so on, alpha n plus beta n. So this is the addition defined of two elements in V, and thus this is an element of V, because it is again an n tuple, first member, second member and the nth member. So therefore this element belongs to V. And second operation we will have is for alpha belongs to F. If alpha is, or instead of alpha we will consider gamma, because alpha is used here, gamma into this alpha 1 up to alpha n. Now how this product is defined, that this is scalar multiplication. Scalar is gamma and this is a vector. We say elements of capital V as vector, elements of F as scalar for convention, and gamma into this is equal to each element of this n tuple is multiplied by gamma, gamma into alpha 1 and so on up to gamma into alpha n. So this is the multiplication, that scalar multiplication that we have, and this is the addition. Now we shall verify whether these holds or not. V plus is abelian group. This forms an abelian group because this is the addition defined, and therefore this is closed. It is associative for addition. The identity element exists. 0 0 0 is the identity element, and inverse, additive inverse will be negative of these, and it is commutative. Alpha 1 plus beta 1 is same as beta 1 plus alpha 1. So therefore this V under plus forms an abelian group, and we have seen alpha into V, that is gamma into this V, is again in V. So this is an element in V, and therefore this is defined, alpha V belongs to V, and these are the properties which can be easily verified. Alpha into V plus W. Instead of V and W, we are denoting this is V and W actually, and if it is multiplied by gamma, so then that will be gamma in bracket V, that is alpha 1 up to alpha n plus beta 1 up to beta n. This will be the first property. Instead of alpha, we have used here gamma because alpha is used for this. And what that will form, this is alpha 1 plus beta 1, and then it is multiplied by gamma. So that further can be separated, and that will be gamma of this first plus gamma of the second. So this first axiom is verified, and similarly the second, third and fourth holds. You can verify this easily, and thus this forms a vector space. Then V is a vector space over F, over the field F. This space is denoted by Fn. So we should remember this because it is used in further study also of vector spaces. Why it is n? Because it is a set of n tuples. It has n components, alpha 1 up to alpha n. Every element of this vector space has n components, and therefore this is denoted by Fn. So this is our third example. Now the fourth example we will consider as, let F be any field. And let V, two sets we have to consider, one as field and second as non-empty set V, which forms abelian group under addition. And in with this must satisfy these four axioms. Let V is equal to f of x, set of polynomials in X in over F, over field F. So this means it is a set of polynomial of any degree, nth degree or first degree, second degree, third degree or nth degree. And over field F means its coefficients of X are the elements of F. So then this V is abelian group under addition of polynomials. Then V plus is an abelian group with addition of polynomials, because the elements of V are polynomials and we can add two polynomials. Polynomials, this can be considered as say a0 plus a1x plus a2x square. This is a polynomial of second degree. Or b0 plus b1x plus b2x square plus b3x cube is a polynomial of third degree. So these are the elements of f of x, polynomial. a0, a1, a2 are the elements of f, coefficients are in field, and therefore this type of elements are there. Addition of polynomials, we know how it is defined. Just add a0, addition of this will be a0 plus b0 plus a1 plus b1 times x plus a2 plus b2 times x square, and this is single b3x cube. So this is the addition of polynomial. With this forms a abelian group, and again this is defined. So if alpha is in F, and then if you multiply the element of V by alpha, then that again results in element of V. So for example, if you consider alpha times, so this is a f of x, alpha times this polynomial, alpha into V, then that is also again a polynomial, and that means it belongs to V. So this holds. And what about this? alpha into v plus w. V plus w, v is a polynomial here. V is a polynomial, w is a polynomial, addition of the polynomial is multiplied by alpha, and then that can be written as alpha into v plus alpha into w. Easy to verify. So that the first axiom holds. Similarly, the second, third and fourth holds, and thus this forms a vector space. Then all the axioms in the definition are satisfied. Simple to verify. Therefore, hence this is f of x is a vector space over field F. Hence is a vector space over F. So this is our fourth example. Now we will consider the next one as, let F be any field. Again the same. And let Vn be the set of polynomials. Again we will consider polynomials of degree less than n. This is the notation. Degree must be less than n. So n is a fixed number. Suppose if we consider V5, then it contains V5 will be the set of polynomials of degree less than 5, means up to 4. First degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree polynomials will be in V5. Then this Vn forms a vector space over F. Vn is a vector space over F. So now we may see what is the difference in fourth example and fifth example. Here again F is any field and V is f of x, set of polynomials in x over F, over field F, and here Vn with the set of polynomials of degree less than n over F, over the same field F. Condition here, there is no condition for degree. F of x is set of polynomial of any degree, may be n greater than n or less than n, etc. But here the restriction is Vn is the set of polynomials of degree less than n. That is the condition, and therefore this Vn will be a subset of f of x, because here all degree polynomials are considered and here only the polynomials of degree less than n are considered, and then both will form vector space because it satisfies the properties. This also satisfies the same properties of addition of polynomial and multiplication of polynomial by a scalar. So all the axioms are satisfied. Then this also forms a vector space over F. And thus here we can say Vn is subset of f of x, and both are vector spaces. This vector space is called subspace of this vector space f of x, and that is the meaning of subspace. So we can define subspace like this. Let V be a vector space over field F. and let W is subset of V and W itself forms a vector space under the operations of V. Over F under the operations or with the operations in V. Then we say W is subspace of V. So this is the meaning of subspace. So it is similar to subgroup. So if G is a group, we have defined a subgroup. G is a group, and if H is a subset of G and H also forms a group under the operations in G, then we say H is subgroup of G. Similar to that, V is a vector space over field, W is subset of V, and W itself forms a vector space over F under the operations in V, then we say W is subspace of V. Or equivalently, this can be written as, so we know what is the condition for subgroup also. Similar to that, here this equivalent condition can be written as equivalently if say W1, W2 belongs to W for alpha, beta belongs to F implies alpha into W1, combination of these two, plus beta into W2 belongs to again W, then W is subspace of V. So this is the meaning. So W is subset of V and W itself forms a vector space, then W is called subspace of V. In this example, we see f of x is a vector space over F and Vn is also vector space over F. So Vn is subset of f of x, therefore Vn is a subspace of f of x. So in examples 4 and 5, Vn subset of f of x and Vn is a subspace of f of x. So this is the meaning of subspace of a vector space. So thus we have studied the definition of vector space, examples of vector space and subspace also we have seen. Remaining part we will continue next time. Thank you.